So in that last video, I had to watch a decent little bit of Ben 10, and honestly, I just loved that. I really want to talk more about it. Ben 10 is a great show, filled with rich characters, amazing action, and such wonderful world building. Planets, species, characters, and stories that an audience just loves to explore. There's already so much for a viewer that the Ben 10's need to improve, its need to be better is admirable, but can sometimes become too much. Any sort of one-off change to the formula, any addition to what Ben can actually do would be super unnecessary, maybe even detrimental. Any sort of gimmick. Ben 10 has had a lot of gimmicks, and I know why. Toy sales, dropping viewership, the executives just deciding that it's been too good for too long. Honestly, I don't really like them. Ben 10 can change into literally anything. Them having him do something different or add something to the aliens just feels so lame and forced, probably because of a few things. Whatever they add to an old alien would never be as cool as just a new alien. And also, it kind of just makes the show disagree with Ben. His stance that his transformations are individuals that should be respected. It's like, well, that goes out the window as soon as a new toy needs to be made. But there are a couple I think were really good, so good that they shouldn't have been gimmicks and actually just core parts of the show's formula. So today we'll be grading all of Ben 10's gimmicks, real classic F, D, B, C, A, S. Gonna start with something flashy to really get your attention, tickle your balls a little bit. Fusions! We all love fusions. Through the watch malfunctioning or on purpose, it serves the same purpose, genetically combining the designs and abilities of two or more aliens. This is one of the ones that I get why people like it. It is genuinely very cool to see two aliens you know so well combined. But I really don't think it adds much to the show, honestly. You only get anything at all from it if you like an alien that's used to combine. And it really takes away from the feeling that Ben has a limited roster, that he has to think about what he's doing, that changing and not being able to change back has consequences because he only has a limited moveset. And this is one of the ones where Ben viewing his transformations as individuals and his real connection to them as people is hurt by it. They just become strands of DNA for him to throw around and mix together. I think Ben 10K is the worst for that part. The coolest part of Ben 10 is the world building. When Ben turns into an alien and meets another of that species, when Max will teach him things about whatever alien or whatever homeworld they're on. You know that none of that is happening with Ben 10K, because he doesn't use aliens, he uses alien mutants. Overall, I don't think very much about fusions. They're fine to fill up an episode and meet a quota, I get that, but I don't think they're interesting enough to take up a full character. Just a B, I think. Right in the middle, could live without it, don't really care. Speaking of full characters about fusion, Scared F. It's fusions but without any interesting designs and always needing a super annoying character. Get out, man, I hate Scared. The hard F. Let's do a really specific one now. We've got Ultimate Ben is on the list. A Ben 10 future where he can use his transformations without transforming. Wow. Ben 10 without the thing that makes it unique. I mean, just look at his design. It's not like he had anything to add even if he could transform into future older aliens. I really just don't understand this one. Like half of him having powers but changing doesn't make any sense. Humundusaur he does change and that's awful. It's so ugly and awful. But why does he get big for Humundusaur but he doesn't get the weird sugar glider wings for Jetray? His power isn't just flying like Superman, his power is having wings. Honestly, it's a D. I'd love to give it an F, but this idea has no hope. I don't want him to repeat the class, I do not want to see him again, I'm gonna give him a D and just move on. Look, oh hey guys, I have an idea, it's Ben 10, but without the 10. Without the thing that made the show so unique and interesting in the first place. It won't sell any toys and literally has zero longevity. Who thought of that? What a genuinely just dumb idea. Probably the most interesting one to talk about, because it's the most popular and well accepted, are the Ultimates. Only a handful of aliens got Ultimates, and the designs and powers rarely do the originals justice. For being, hey, let's alter the aliens to make them 100% combat orientated, I think it actually really works with Ben's ideals and morals relating to his aliens. He's usually scared to use the ultimates or regretful after. I really like that for him. What they actually are Ben's transformations being altered to be suited to combat by the Omnitrix, and they get run in a war simulation for like 1,000,000 years or 10 million years or whatever, to evolve into the perfect killing machine. I think that is genuinely genius, but does not come across in the designs at all. Some are great, some I really love, like Humundusaur and Echo. They're obviously mechanically altered and super evolved to be super destructive killers. There are some that are just okay, like Cannonbolt and Spider Monkey, who gain some extra bolt, super strength. Sure, that's boring, but okay, it still fits. And then there's stuff like Big Chill and Way Big, who look almost the same but with different colours, the exact same powers, and nothing that would help the creature really. It's also worth mentioning that they're not really used in the story for having a whole series about them and just them. The only time it actually mattered that Ben had an alien that didn't exist and was super powerful was the Ultimate Kevin arc. Even when he first got the watch, that season finale, he didn't need to be Ultimate. It didn't really matter. However, when we get to Omniverse and the Ultimates return, because it's a villain that's using the Ultimates, it consistently really matters, and the designs are superb in Omniverse. With the exception of Echo, not really into that one, but I'm fine with it. It still fits the bioengineered war world theme. I still, like it, just not as much. The Ultimates get an A, they absolutely do. When used right, they are incredibly effective story devices, and for every alien Ben has, there's a potential new good guy and new bad guy ultimate. But when the ultimates are used wrong, it could probably be given a C or a D. They faded into the background of their own show and never really needed to exist in the first place, except for one fight and then Omniverse. Okay, it's time for the what the hell was the reboot doing part of the video, where I tell you something the reboot did and you believe me because no one's actually seen it. Omni Enhanced, Omni Kicks, and Omni Naught. What? They're three different, but basically the same suits of armor that the Omnitrix generates for Ben's aliens. This sucked. This is another hard F. The actual whole thing is that he's slimy, freaky, fast and strong, he's every shape and size. Why try to reduce that fact so much? Why make all of his aliens the same materials and colors? Why make the fast aliens big and bulky? Why make the small aliens big and bulky? Why give them all super durability and super strength? I just cannot comprehend that one. Giving the aliens new, power, suits, equipment just sucks. It takes away so much individuality and personality and believability that they could exist from the aliens. And I actually really love most of the reboot designs. Coating them all in the same mossy rock, blue energy, or metal ruins the far majority of them. It's just a total disaster, and they tried it 3 times too. Guys, take a hint. Young aliens are pretty simple, but very effective. We had a great episode in Classic all about Ben getting aged down super young and seeing a few of his aliens as almost babies. We get a few attempts at similar ideas in Omniverse, but they don't go nearly as far. In the first big time travel episode, we only see one alien that has a noticeably different design, that being Clockwork, and his powers are the exact same. Kinda disappointing. The Billy Billionaire, whatever his name was episode, had both Ben and Rook aged down, and all of Ben's aliens looked the exact same. He only used Ball Weevil and blocks. Why even age him down if you're not gonna do anything with it? I'd give this idea an A. I'd be super happy if we got a few more explorations of this, especially with the same time travel angle. I really like that, but I want it to be as in-depth as the classic series episode. It's a really good idea. It could make certain episodes better, but I don't think it could make me think better of the whole show if it happened here. I just realized that that whole last paragraph also applied to old future aliens, and that I feel the same about. We get a really good episode in Classic, Alien Force doesn't even try, and then in Omniverse, it's fusions, so it's kind of like the gimmick is wasted. But yeah, still an A. I like old aliens. It's cool. It's cool to get to see an alien's whole life cycle. Their baby, juvenile and adult. Now we're getting to the stuff that I actually think should have at least been touched on in every season that it could have fit. You could have actually improved the show if these were done more. Like, I know that the Ultimate Kevin season was pretty tight-patched, so you can't really have, like, a gimmick episode. Season 1 of the original didn't need anything else to muddy it, but most seasons could have had fun with this. To the degree that I feel like Gimmick does a disservice to them, but I don't know another word. So the first one is could have improved it if it fit. It didn't have to be every single season, it was just cool. Sick aliens were the bomb in the original season. Seeing the first real connection between Ben and his aliens was mind-blowing. It's so genius to basically give each alien 2 power sets without needing to introduce suits of armor, new forms, and anything like that to make them less special. Heat Blast got cold, Wild Mutt was double blind, and Forearms got itchy. Okay, maybe new power set is the wrong description, but it adds so much. Having an episode where the powers are reversed, or they're so hurt by the illness they basically have no capacity to fight or anything. Instead of every single episode where Ben needs to struggle, he just gets the wrong alien and then refuses to switch aliens for some reason. He could be sick. Sometimes. There's just so much you could do with this idea. Water Hazard is all blocked up, so his water's more like mucus. Diamond Head is super brittle, which makes his crystals useless, but he's also crystal clear, making him like invisible maybe. Grain Matter has brain fog, so while he's still smart, he creates more Ben-ish inventions. Really dumb, I don't know, orky stuff, like Warhammer Orcs would be what he's making. There's so much to be explored, and you know what the worst part is? Ultimate Alien had a sick alien episode, and do you know what they did with it? Diamond Head sneezes sometimes. That's it. That is it. That's so lame and such a waste of an amazing idea. I love the sick alien idea. It should have been done way more. I think this idea qualifies as an S rank. I actually actively want this to come back and absolutely loved it while it was here. I don't think it's the best gimmick, that's the next one, but it is my favorite, personal favorite. The greatest idea that Ben 10 ever had, besides the Omnitrix itself, the original Inception, was of course the Nematrix. All of Ben's aliens have other members of their species, a homeworld, and a predator on that planet. If a villain made an Omnitrix of just predators to Ben's aliens, they could be his ultimate final villain. Having an answer to all of Ben's aliens, it would push him to his limits, using every skill he personally has ever learned, using Master Control to its absolute maximum potential. There could have been a great usage of predators in the original series too, since that was when Ben firmly had a time limit and could not change aliens quickly. So just a few times, once a season, or maybe just for seasons 2, 3, and 4, one of Vilgax's bounty hunters, maybe Crab, is like this guy, gets Ben into a fight, Ben transforms and this guy goes, oh, it's that alien, and he launches down a pod with its predator in it from his ship in orbit. Now Ben is stuck fighting an alien he cannot beat, and has to ask for Gwen for help and really listen to Max's advice on how to fight. That could work all the way up until the grand finale of all the Predators being the Nematrix. I just love it so much. That's how you do an evil Ben. Not just color swaps and spikes, but truly the anti-Ben. If Albedo had that, it'd be perfect, but I do like Albedo with the Ultra Matrix, since it cements him as the moral and ideological opposite of Ben. The Nematrix and Predator aliens as a whole are an easy SSS++ grade, genuinely flawless and could have been a core part of the show. Like, I know I'm doing the Imagine bit a lot, but like a Kevin amalgamation, but of just Predators. Or even if Malgax right at the end of the series fused with the Nematrix and had all technological versions of the Predator's powers. There's so much that could be done with the idea of all of Ben's aliens having a matchup they would always lose. It could have been the theme for a full series of Ben 10. Get rid of Ultimate Alien, did Predator Alien. That again is an easy SSS++ rank gimmick. Ben 10 has had a lot of gimmicks on top of its transforming into aliens thing. Most of them are totally useless and actively worsen the show. Real hat on a hat type stuff. But a few were genius. total and utter genius that improved the show and made those gimmicks' appearance incredibly memorable. As much as I can rag on some of them, I do enjoy all of them existing, except for a couple. The diversity and uniqueness in every adventure in the Ben 10 universe was what made the show so easy to love and great for discussions like this. Thank you for 200 subscribers. It really does mean a lot to me.